Justice League International number 4, written by Dan Jurgens, art by Aaron Lopresti. We left off last issue with Batman and Booster Gold trying to look up what in the world is going on in these underground caverns and getting overrun slightly. And Guy Gardner breaks into a spaceship up above and immediately gets knocked out cold by the big bad of, I assume, the Ark. This issue picks up back with Batman and Booster Gold. They are getting overrun as they look up what's going on in Peru. And it's just a page of them being like, oh, well, maybe we could do this, maybe we could do that, and nothing's working. And they're just overrun, and they're wrapped in all the rock monster things that are attacking them are turned into, like, goop, or they fire goop out of their fingertips, and it freezes them up. And so now they're all trapped. And in space, Guy Gardner just wakes up, like, he was knocked out, and I guess that the dude just left. And he's like, okay, all right, well, I'm up. I'm gonna knock out whoever knocked out me. And then he walks out into like the main lobby, I guess, and he's like, okay, I wonder if all of this is connected to what the Justice League International are fighting. And he steps out and he sees all of their pictures along with the big robots, and he's like, yep, that almost seemed like an orgy of evidence. And then an alien voice starts speaking behind him he can't understand. And it's literally an entire page, 3 pages, of them fighting without us being able to understand his constant monologuing. Like, it's all just alien text. You can't understand a word of it. Until finally he zaps Guy with some eye lasers. And he's like, now we can understand each other's languages. And he's like, cool, all right, well, now I'm going to beat you up. But then Guy's just on the ground already, like, even right after he says that. He's like, hi, I'm Paraxis, so now that you're here and we can discuss things with each other, I'm not going to kill you, I'm going to learn from you instead. And then he just teleports him and Guy down to the base where Batman and Booster are. And he's like, look, here's the thing. Your planet is doomed, and I'm going to exploit it in its final moments. So that's the plan. We cut over to the dude who made the Justice League and his secretary, and they're just going on about like, man, they're doing so terribly, and I'm getting all the pressure from the brass upstairs. It's almost like they blame me. It's like, well, you are the one who made the team. Well, they better do something. Whatever. So then we go back to Peru, and Praxis like, dude, I'm not here to fight anybody. Like, I don't care about any of you. Look, here's the thing. And he teleports in everybody, like all the heroes from around the world who have been captured from this team and are all in the goo cocoons. And he's like, hey, everybody, glad you're here. So your planet, long ass time ago, had these giant robots put in the ground. They belong to somebody. I don't know who, but they're gone now. The robot masters are gone. And so what their purpose was they would come up and they would be like, hey, is this world, like, significant for any sort of, like, it did just detection on, like, the resources in the world and stuff like that. And then the masters would do whatever the hell they would do. However, now that they're gone, I'm taking control of it, and I'm using these robots to basically just blow up the planet, and then I'm just going to mine all the resources out from it. I couldn't care less about your people. I couldn't care less about your cultures. I just want that sweet, sweet carbon that's in there, or whatever else. And everyone's like, are you serious? You want to destroy the Earth for the resources? That's kind of on the nose. So throughout this whole thing, Godiva, apparently, I'm just now realizing that her power is she can move her hair. Like, she can control it. And she's using it to get to Batman's utility belt. Not before making a pit stop at Batman's utility belt. Because that's just the kind of person she is. And she gets a laser that she's able to cut herself out of the cocoon, and I guess everybody else as well. So they're all ready to fight, and then he just immediately starts taking them all down. Like, the first people who flew in, brr, the next people who walked in all big and tough, brr, Batman going in the strategy, brr. Like, nothing's taking him down, and they're all just trying this over and over again. He's like, all right, anyway, I'm going to start the process, so just tick, tick, tick. And he starts it, and it's like, all right, process starting. And all the robots just shoot up these giant lasers that go out into the literal just space. Like, it's just because he teleports himself back to a ship. He's like, I'm gonna go to a safe distance while this all takes place. So bye. And yeah, that's He's looking down at the Earth as these giant laser beams are like, all right, well, it's going to be broken down to its molecular components, and then you can harvest them. He's like, cool, speed it up. I want this to get over with. And that's it. That's where we leave the issue. Gotta say, this didn't, like, yes, the villain is strong. Yes, they did a good job of demonstrating that in that fight there, where he just effortlessly batted everyone away. But they haven't done anything to show me that the team is strong yet, like in any regard. It's just... So really, I just feel like this villain is, like, average, and our team sucks. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting here. Like, this dude is just mining. He didn't say, like, oh, I've been trained for thousands of years for conquest and what. No, he's a miner. And you lost in, like, an 8-1 combat. Come on, guys. Maybe that's what they're going for. I'm not gonna super fault it on that, but they are not pumping up the villain to be this all-endearing threat. They're just really, especially because they cut to the ambassador guy like every 10 pages or so throughout this entire series so far, just for him to say they suck. So yeah, no, I'm gonna give this one a 6. Most of that hangs on the art being decent. Not great, just decent. The writing-wise, like, this particular issue forwarded the entire series. Like, okay, not only do we know who this villain is, Paraxis or whatever, we know his backstory, we know what he's doing, and we know that it is happening right now, and the world is literally about to be destroyed. That's a hell of a lot different than it was last issue, where we were just like, what could these robots maybe be doing? So yeah, no, I'm giving it a 6. I hope that over the course of this series, the JLI is maybe a little bit competent.